to the Workforce Connections podcast, where we discuss workforce development in Southern Nevada. Here's your host.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the WC podcast. Today, we have another very special guest. We've been planning this for a few months now, so we're excited to have her here. Welcome, Christine Maddela, founder and chief executive officer at Storyville Road. We're very excited to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so we're going to discuss a lot of things today, hopefully get to the company and how it started. But we'd like to start this podcast by sharing with our audience where you were born, where you grew up, where you went to school. Perhaps take us all the way to your first job after graduation.
I grew up in Denver, and growing up until I was about 10 or so, I always told people I was going to be a wide receiver in the NFL.
Wow, so Broncos fan.
I did grow up a Broncos fan. We can't tell anyone now we're in Raiders territory, AFC West. But yeah, so I grew up wanting to play football. That's how my dad and I really bonded. And he could have told me in any number of ways, even loving ways, hey, you're probably not going to do that. But he didn't. He took me out to the park. Wow. We would run routes. He taught me how to keep my feet in bounds, catch passes. That's cool. And we practiced and practiced and practiced. And I kept that dream alive as a young kid. Spoiler alert, I did not go on to play in the NFL, but I did go on to play volleyball and then pursued a career in journalism and went to the University of Missouri for journalism. I knew I wanted to be a journalist. Yes, Mizzou. And tell people's stories and really kind of be on the front seat of history as it happens. And then fast forward through my career, I spent about 20 years in journalism. All over the country as a news anchor, reporter, national correspondent, and then started my business, Storyville Road. And we now are the only woman-owned production company contracted by the NFL. So in a roundabout way, I made it, just not in the way I thought. I'm not running routes.
No, it's so cool because when you said 20 years, it hits your brain a certain way because you look too young for have been 20 years doing that. But I also, think that it's very cool how you, that full circle, that you still played sports. My question would be, when you were going to school, did they not have female flag football like they do now?
No, no, not like they do now. Okay. So I've really enjoyed seeing the evolution of flag football. And of course, the Las Vegas Raiders are really involved. Nevada State University has a phenomenal flag team. So it's really fun to be able to see how the sport has evolved. And I was just at the 9 Awards, with Mark Davis and his foundation celebrating Title IX, which of course opened the door for women in athletics. And so being able to celebrate that in now what's becoming the sports and entertainment capital of the world is really fun.
One day, if you can, if you ever have a chance and you visit Kansas City, try to go there to the soccer stadium that was built it was the first soccer stadium built for a women's franchise.
Yes.
And as the ladies come out of their locker rooms, there's this hallway and there's a really cool Title IX, signage there, Billie Jean King quote. And so it's pretty cool, again, to see the evolution of sports. Like the Aces, their facility that was built for them is amazing. I think it's a great honor because before that, they were practicing in high school gyms, the Aces. Mm-hmm. And so to have that wonderful facility. Well, you've had an impressive professional journey. Again, from award-winning journalist and television's new anchor to entrepreneur, founder and CEO of Storyville Road. So walk us through that journey. What shaped, what key moment shaped the decision to start Storyville Road?
I have been a lifelong storyteller. That really has been the center of my entire career. And through journalism and those skills developed as a journalist, really being able to find people's stories, connect with the human experience, and share those stories broadly to entertain, to educate, to inspire. In 2020, there were nationwide media layoffs, including here in Las Vegas, and there have been numerous layoffs in many industries, but media layoffs have continued as well throughout the years. And our station laid off many long-term highest earning women at the station, and I was one of them. And we exited during the pandemic, and that's when I decided to take those years of storytelling experience and put it to work for myself. And that's how Storyville Road was born.
And what is, for those who might not know, I think know your work, love your work, but Tell our audience the type of projects, the type of work that your company does, and why somebody who's listening would engage with you. What kind of product could you provide for them?
Everyone consumes video content now. You're on your phone, on social media, websites, YouTube, and that is really one of the best ways to share your story, your message about your brand, about your business, about yourself. And we're a full-service video production company, everything from finding that story, coaching you to tell that story, and then capturing that story and putting it out there through video, drone video, documentaries, commercials, anything in the video realm, we handle that. And then taking those years of experience as a journalist and media coaching as well. So preparing folks for public speaking, preparing for presentations, and really getting you ready to share your own personal story, identifying and sharing your story. We do all of that.
You're obviously very talented at this, a natural. This is your business, storytelling, as you said. Do you also operate the drone, or do you hire somebody?
Yes. No, we have drone. Yep, we have.
Do you do it?
I do not.
Okay.
No. We have much more talented certified drone pilots on our team.
Because you don't want to crash those drones. Huh? They're expensive.
And it's FAA regulated.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people may not realize the regulations that go into that when you are a professional video production company. We're not just putting up drones anywhere. Everything's FAA certified. Our drone pilots are FAA certified. And every time we launch that drone, it's with FAA approval.
I love the name of the company, Storyville Road. Is it as simple as what, to me, is attempting to tell what you just said? Hey, we tell stories. And who doesn't love to have, a road full of stories? But can you tell me a little bit about the name, how you got to it, and maybe even the mission of your organization? Absolutely.
So Storyville Road, we all have a story to share. Everyone has a story to share, and it's a path. It's a journey. Our stories don't exist in a vacuum, and as life continues, we develop and unearth new chapters in our story, and that's really a tribute to each one of us and the journey we take through life and how our stories evolve with us. And our mission is really to educate, inspire, and entertain through storytelling. And our vision is to unite people, brands, and businesses through a shared humanity, which is our stories.
I love it. And when you said the word path, it all made sense to me, Storyville Road. And it's a path full of stories. So I love that. One of the things that connected us when we met and what you shared with me is that you, somewhere in that path of growing your business, ran into our system, an EmployNV Business Hub, and the staff in there that tries to find small businesses like you to help them in their path and journey of recruiting, training, and retaining the talent they need to grow and be prosperous. How did you find us, the EmployNV Business Hub, and what would you share with our audience, that maybe has a business as well and could benefit from the resources offered in those hubs?
Well, I'm a lifelong storyteller, and the video production side and storytelling side came naturally. That journey into entrepreneurship means I had to really learn, and there's a learning curve there with accounting, with hiring, with retention, all of those things. So in the process of starting the business, I really searched for resources right here in our backyard. And that's how I came across EmployNV and Workforce Connections, and then became a part of Workforce Connections as a creative sector industry partner too, because I believe that all of us are called to be a part of something greater in our community. It's not just me and my business in a silo, and I need to look out for my business. No, how can we all strengthen the economy? How can we all contribute to our community safety net, our nonprofit sector, our economic diversification? I do think we all have a role in that. And your team has been great in helping me identify some ways that I can grow and scale here in town with the help of some of the programs you all offer. So I've actually hired 2 employees with the help of Workforce Connections and EmployNV programs.
That's great. And you talked about an ecosystem because it does take all of us, right? It starts with the school district that has our children for 13 years in that pipeline. That's the earliest piece of the talent development pipeline. And then from there, the post-secondary skill acquisition has many choices. Community college, universities, vocational training, apprenticeships, the military. I mean, there's tons of places to go acquire the skills you need for your career. Would you say that this industry, as you talked about now, everybody consumes content? We are a town now of not one professional sports franchise, but like you said, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Aces, the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Henderson Silver Knights, and the Las Vegas Lights, and now the Las Vegas Athletics. I mean, and it's just unbelievable. When I came here in 1987, there was only one team that we all felt was like a professional team because it was coached by Jerry Tarkanian, and they were national champions, the UNLV Running Rebels. And so now it's just unbelievable the type of town we become with sports. Do you think that this growing need for content and for people who know how to make it, is the system producing the talent pipeline that this industry needs? And if not, what gaps do you see, and how could we do that better?
We're really seeing an evolution, not only in our industry, but then in creating the creators to support that industry in any number of ways. So I do work closely with Nevada State University. I'm the vice chair of the board for Teach for America when we're looking at how do we make sure every child has access to a quality education. With UNLV, and really trying to make sure, with CSN as well, really trying to make sure I maintain those relationships so I know where I can hire. I know who is out there, what talent is out there. Our newest employee just graduated in May and started with us in June. And so he graduated at UNLV, crossed the stage, and then entered Storyville Road with us the very next month. So being able to identify a talent pipeline is something that is really important, and not just through traditional colleges and universities. Some of my business partners, and you talked about that ecosystem, we get together and look at ways to collaborate specifically on workforce development. How can we upskill? Not everyone needs a 2 or 4 year degree to succeed in our industry, in many industries. There's a lot of people who can learn valuable skills that not just get them a job, but open up doors to long-term, profitable, successful careers. And that may be supporting the production space when we're talking about lighting and rigging and setting up event productions. Those are full-time jobs. Driving the forklifts. If you think about setting up for F1, we have a demand for forklift operators that are running nearly 24/7. How do we make sure that we are enabling our workforce here in town to be ready when those opportunities arrive? And that's what a lot of my business partners and I are working on in coordination with Nevada State University to develop some workforce development curriculum, training classes that are available to anyone in our community.
Is it fair to assume, Christine, that this is an industry that younger people find appealing? Because you mentioned a 22, 23-year-old graduate from UNLV. It's an industry full of tech, an industry full of innovation and evolving technology. Is that a fair assumption that it's an industry that's very attractive to the younger generation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there are so many things. The democratization of content has really opened the doors to being able to step in that field more seamlessly and quicker than before. If you think about when you were young, when I was young, there were only 4 channels, 4 stations, and broadcasting to anyone had to go through satellite feeds and broadcast licensed distribution, right? Now with social media and the ability to monetize your own content from your living room.
Mr. Beast.
Yes, exactly. To go live on your social media channels, or for any brands and businesses to really own their content. It's changed how we operate day to day. It's changed the demand for content. Whereas before, people would say, okay, I'm going to record you, and then I'm going to edit it, and then maybe in a week or two, maybe in a month, you'll see that content. Well, now the demand, the attention spans are shorter, and now we want to see content, and building our brands and businesses from the large corporations, MGM Resorts, all the way to individual creators. It's how do I not only create my content, own my content, and really be able to find my own audience.
Earlier in the beginning of your answer, you said something. I didn't want to interrupt you, but one of my favorite things about doing this is that I get to hear people say some things that are very interesting and sometimes kind of like keep that and reuse it. But you said a word that combined democracy and content.
The democratization of content.
That's awesome. You need to trademark that.
Create merch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wow. So I think the next, you talked about, a little bit about this industry. A lot of times people watch a video. Like I remember watching the first one I saw of you, the least that I was aware, at the city of North Las Vegas, State of the City, with Mayor Pam. And, and you watch a beautiful video that I know takes a drone, I know takes a bunch of people behind the cameras and script writers and narrators. And, it's a business, I think, with a lot of talent that is not visible when you see the video, but it's definitely there behind the scenes. So can you tell us a little bit, break down for our audience, those career opportunities? Is not just the person, again, flying the drone or operating the video camera, but what other career opportunities is there in this industry that you've been describing to us?
Right. We have videographers that capture the beautiful images, moving video. We have still photographers who take the still photos at any event. Drone operators, visual flight observers are something that we also deploy with our drone operator. So when the drone goes up, there's someone on the ground that maintains line of sight with the drone, and that's a visual flight observer who makes sure that everything's operating and we're not getting into any dangerous zones or anything like that. We have video editors, and that's something that we really value because in the post-production, once all the images are captured, being able to edit it together with audio, with video, our video editors are storytellers in and of themselves. We have producers, we have directors, we have lighting and grip gaffers who set up the equipment. If we have
gaffers, wow.
If we have large productions, we need to ensure that our equipment is up, that none of the lights are going to fall over, so everything is secured, all the wires are taped down and secured. So there are people that go into all of those spaces to be able to make something come to life. That
is really cool. And it might not be the case anymore, but whenever I see tech crews, they're always wearing black and a T-shirt. Is there a reason for that?
So typically on set, the people in focus are lit, and then everyone else falls into the background. So making sure that production crews are wearing black, it kind of helps them all blend into the background and not stand out.
That's cool. And why the word gaffer? Is that a certain tool that they use?
So, what's the origin of the word gaffer? So we, I don't even know the origin of it. There's so many words
it has to
and
do
lingos.
With setup, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting word.
Yeah. I mean, we have gaff tape that we put down to secure things.
That's the one that feels like Velcro, right?
It's the one that's kind of like a masking tape to put down on the wires and everything like that, so no one trips. We don't want any liabilities.
Yeah, we got to do some of that here, I think. It sounds obviously, and it looks also that you. And I think that's the key. When you're passionate about what you do, it comes out that way in your product. And you clearly are passionate about what you do, love what you do, and that's why your product is, so good. How, is that, if you will, the essence of your success, the fact that your digital storytelling comes from a place of your heart and your passion? It's got to involve talent also, right?
Absolutely. I mean, talent is there, but I would say relationships and standing on values. So I think one of the things that I've learned through entrepreneurship is the importance of knowing not only who I am as an individual, but who is my business? What do we stand for? How do we use our talents in the community? And being able to stand on that and find values aligned clients, customers, and employees. That, I think, is really part of our secret sauce. And I'm fiercely protective of our culture, fiercely protective of our team, to ensure that what we do is not only we're providing a service to make money, but we're doing it in service to others. Throughout my journalism career, I looked at myself as a public servant to share stories and show that knowledge is power and educate our community. That hasn't changed. It's just transition now to entrepreneurship, but making sure that Storyville Road is a value add to our clients, a value add to our community, and using our talents and skills to uplift people, brands, and businesses that deserve that and need that. And then we also started our community and philanthropic arm is Storyville Road to Impact.
Oh, wow.
And we provide pro bono and discount video production services to values-aligned nonprofits. And then for our corporate partners, let's say MGM Resorts hires us for a contract. Well, we can go to MGM and say, we know you have your foundation. We know what communities are important to you. As a token of thank you for doing business with us, we'll donate in your name a video to highlight one of your nonprofit partners.
That's really cool. So, Christine, Storyville Road has had a lot of growth, as we've been talking about. I know it's led to really some unique opportunities for you and the company, national organizations, including being a production partner for the NFL. So tell us a little bit about what earning that opportunity meant to you. What other doors is it opening for you as well?
You know, we've really done well in the sports and entertainment industries and have developed a strong sports and entertainment division within Storyville Road. So NFL, you know, working for the Shield nationally, being able to tell those stories has been incredible. Those air on NFL Network, and really being able to see our work on those national platforms is kind of pinch me moments.
Yeah.
You know, I think when leaving journalism, of course, there are questions, right? Am I going to be able to do this? Can I still do what I love to do, which is tell stories without the backing of a news organization? But being able to step out on our own and then, again, become the only woman-owned production company contracted with the NFL. We're contracted with them through 2030 now.
Wow.
Has been wonderful. And then the Las Vegas Super Bowl host committee, being able to highlight not only sports' biggest stage, but right here in Las Vegas. So that was amazing. Now doing work with the Las Vegas Aces. I'm a huge Aces fan. I love supporting women's sports and being able to see our work there at games on the Jumbotron. Yeah. So next time you're at the games,
I'm going to pay attention.
Give a watch and know that was our team hard at work there. Live Nation. So the residencies, the concerts at Allegiant Stadium, at T-Mobile Arena, at Park MGM, a lot of those artists, we work with them. Jennifer Lopez brought us on as her personal video team during her residency in March, which was just so cool to be able to see my 23-year-old employee who's been with us for 3 years now as Jennifer Lopez's personal videographer. Wow. You know, we were calling him Mr. Lopez as he was documenting her residency. So all of these things have been great reminders of why we do what we do. And I think I use it to ground our team as well. It's because we're so busy, and we're in the work and meeting deadlines. But sometimes I say, okay, let's take a step back and let's just have gratitude for how cool it is to be able to do what we do and to retain, again, our culture, our values, our support of each other, our contributions to the community, and be able to sit in that has been phenomenal. So Allegiant Stadium, like I said, Live Nation, the venues, we're one of few vendors in the country that have unique league, NFL, individual team, Las Vegas Raiders, Aces, and venue, Allegiant Stadium, Caesars, the MGM properties experience, which is unique because a lot of companies get into some trouble with copyrights or legalities because there are so many different stakeholders. Because if you're working for the league, there are different legal requirements. If you're working for the team, if you're working for the venue, if you're working for an individual artist or athlete, all of those nuances are very subtle and can be really tricky. But we've been able to navigate that in a way that makes it free for our clients to grow that trust with us and know we can navigate in that space without getting into any legal copyright licensing issues.
Yeah, you have to wear a lot of hats, like you said, now as an entrepreneur. A few months ago, we had Nikki Fargas from the Aces here.
Love her.
Yeah, and we do too. And thanks to her, we had a sweet experience at the arena one time, the Michelob Ultra Arena. It was the night that Aisha broke that scoring record live there, and they stopped the game to honor her. But one of the things that I've noticed now today more than ever is, obviously your company and you have a team now of many skill sets that continue to tell stories. But you are, at essence, a storyteller. How often are you still on camera in the product? Or do you just get as much satisfaction as being behind the camera and orchestrating the many people, including those on camera, to tell the story? Do you miss it?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I spent many years doing that, and I followed that path because of my love of storytelling. It just so happened to put me into the broadcast side and on camera. But to be quite honest, really what I loved was the journalism part, the storytelling part. I don't miss having to do hair and makeup and, and emails from people saying, I don't like that dress on you. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So now really I've transitioned even within the company out of day-to-day production, and I'm speaking at national conferences, really talking about the importance of storytelling. I have a curriculum about the science of storytelling and educating other business owners, educating businesses on how to strategize and be able to create content that's memorable for folks. And my team is in the day-to-day production. I'm business development. I'm evangelizing Storyville Road and what we can do, and really working to grow and scale the business.
I love that. Let's go now to the future, because you've told us about where the company came from, how it was founded, all the amazing moments of the journey so far. But let's talk about the next chapter. As you look ahead, what do you want to see next for Storyville Road?
I want to continue to grow with Las Vegas. When I first started the business, we had more clients out of town than in town. And this is my community. This is a community I love. This is a community I contribute to and work in and for, and my employees do as well. And as we continue to bring in and innovate, Vegas is such a wonderful city of innovation. And we're a place that's a wonderful environment to start new concepts, new businesses, new activations, new events. And so we're here. Everyone who is starting a sports franchise, an organization, a business, you need to create video content for your businesses. And we are here to do that in an emotionally resonant way, in a culturally relevant way. And we want to continue to grow with Las Vegas. So I don't want anyone here in town to think about where they're going to go with their video content without thinking about Storyville Road. So I want to continue to grow with my community, to continue to grow and scale, continue to hire right here in our community and contribute to our economic diversification.
I love it. Christine, let's switch gears a little bit, because we've talked about your professional side, the work side. But like everybody, we all need a way to recharge our batteries. We all need a way to refill our cup so we can come back Monday morning ready to tackle, the next big challenge. How do you, recharge your battery? How do you refill so that you can, again, like today, come and be present, be there 100%? What hobbies, activities refill your cup?
Travel is top of the list. I love being able to learn through travel, to experience through travel other languages, other cultures, religions, and that is something that fuels that inner storyteller because I love to hear things and see things, smell things, taste new foods from other people's perspective and learn how they got there and learn the story behind the ingredients in their meal, to learn the architecture behind the buildings. And so I'm also a lifelong learner, and I love that, and that really fuels me. So being able to travel, I am a big foodie, so you'll see me out around town, whether it's our phenomenal Chinatown or new restaurants on the Strip, really exploring the culinary experiences that we're so spoiled to have here.
Have you been to a Peruvian restaurant?
Yes.
Okay.
I go to Peru Chicken.
Okay, very good.
And it's a little hole in the wall, and I love it.
Yeah, Jose and Olga are the owners there, and they'll love to hear that. I'm sure.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, I'm the one who ordered a whole chicken last week, and
it's a good deal too.
It really
comes with the sides and
the sauces.
Yeah, the sauces, the green sauce, the yellow sauce.
The yellow sauce is my favorite.
I agree. And tell us about maybe the last very interesting place that you traveled to where you enjoyed the food and the sights.
Thailand is my happy place. I love Thailand.
Yeah.
Morocco as well is somewhere that I've really enjoyed. But I could retire in Thailand.
Did you enjoy the food in Morocco?
Yes.
So maybe you know already, but there's a cool new restaurant at Sahara, at the Sahara Hotel, a Moroccan cuisine. Very talented chef. So put that on your list. I think it's called Maroon.
Maroon, yeah. That's the Caribbean.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's got the Moroccan taste and ingredients and stuff. So yeah, you want to try that.
Yes.
I went the other day. It was great. One of the questions that I love to ask is, I often think about my 18-year-old self. That I could save so much heartache if that 18-year-old could learn from the wisdom I have today that life gives us after decades. But then I always remember maybe that knucklehead wouldn't listen anyway, And so, but what would you tell if there's somebody listening that can relate to you because they see their future selves in you? They want to be an entrepreneur. They want to enter this industry and be a journalist and be a storyteller. What advice would you give an 18-year-old to be successful like you in this industry?
Well, you talked about talking to your younger self and giving that wisdom. You wouldn't have had that wisdom without the ups and downs along the way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I would say is be able to sit in gratitude, not just when things are going well, but especially when things are not going well, because that's where the biggest lessons come, is in our failures. And I think we don't embrace that enough. Social media is curated to be our highlight reels and look at me only when I'm looking my best, only when I'm in the spotlight. But I would argue it's those places that we want to shield from the world, those places where we're down, where we may be experiencing some mental health difficulties, where there are tears, where there's loss, where there's failure. Those are the moments where our greatest lessons emerge and set us up for the next success. And we wouldn't be able to appreciate those highs without the lows along the way.
Embrace the lows then, huh?
Yeah. Even though it sucks.
I love it. Christine, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. I know we see each other out in the community a lot, but we never sat down this long to have a talk, and so we need to do it more often.
I'm proud of us.
We'll probably have to go to Peru Chicken and have some of that yellow sauce together. So thank you for spending time with us today. It's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, and thanks to your entire team for everything they do.
Awesome. Well, that's it for another episode of the WC Podcast. We want to thank, as Christine said, those behind the lenses, behind the lights that help make us make this happen. And we want to see you at the next episode. So until then, stay safe. Christine, thank you for staying over to do our bonus segment called In the Hot Seat. Are you ready?
I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous. These are just rapid fire questions. The first section is called Your Favorites. We'll start easy. I'm going to give you a category. You're going to give me your favorite thing in that category. Let's start with something everybody has a favorite on. What's your favorite food?
Thai.
Favorite beverage with dinner?
Diet Coke.
Favorite dessert after dinner?
Ice cream.
Favorite way to start your day?
Meditation.
Favorite way to unwind after a long day?
Workout.
Favorite hobby or weekend activity?
Travel.
Favorite vacation spot?
Also Thailand.
Favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Favorite car you've ever owned?
BMW Electric.
Favorite college sports team?
Mizzou.
Favorite professional sports team?
Raiders.
Favorite person that you want to interview?
Barack Obama.
That's awesome. The second segment is called Tough Choices. I'm going to give you 2 choices and hopefully you can pick one. Now, we're not stingy here. If you need both, you can take both. You ready?
Yes.
Being behind the lens or in front of the camera?
Behind.
One unforgettable story or 10 viral videos?
One unforgettable story.
Interview a world leader or a famous actor?
World leader.
Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Fly or drive there?
I will fly anywhere.
Hotel or Airbnb?
Hotel.
One day when you retire, I know we're still looking a ways, but retire on a ranch or in the city?
City.
If you had a day all for yourself, by the ocean or hiking in the mountains?
Ocean.
Have more time or have more money?
Time.
If you were a superhero, the ability to fly or breathe underwater?
Fly.
The ability to speak with animals or speak any foreign language?
Any foreign language.
Here's where it gets harder. 2 choices, you must pick one. Truth or kindness?
Kindness.
Actions or words?
Actions.
Justice or grace?
Justice.
Well, you made it through.
Hey,
Very good.
did it.
Tough choices. The last segment is called Finish the Sentence. I'm going to give you about 90% of the sentence. You're going to finish it for me. You ready? Mm-hmm. If you could visit any place in the world, it would be?
Antarctica.
The best part about living here in Las Vegas is?
All the food and shows.
Your favorite thing about your role as founder and CEO of Storyville Road is?
Creating jobs.
And if you could travel back in time to any year or period, you would travel to?
Oof, not that far.
3 words that describe you are?
Empathetic, authentic, honest.
I couldn't agree more. And doing the WC podcast here with us today was?
Awesome.
Christine, thank you for staying over and doing In the Hot Seat.
Thank you.